Greetings and salutations. This lesson is on right-hand syncopation. The song I'm using as a case here is one of my favorites. It's Skid Row's Forever. And I will link in the description field to a Gibson Riff Lords episode that actually Snake and Scotti from the band talk about all their riffs. So I'm going to just punt to the man himself. This really is more of a personal lesson because I'm actually sharing something that I'm putting together new right now. Enough yakking. The song is so amazing. Okay, where's the learning? Right-hand syncopation. Scotti teaches that himself in the Riff Lords episode. It's very metronomical, which is a word that I like a lot. Sorry about the robe bullshit again, long story. But I want you to hear how dry my tone is and what a huge difference it makes. Here's one lesson. You know how I promised that I've got some new lessons at age 54? After playing guitar pretty much every day for 40 years at least, more than 40, I've never paid a decent amount of attention to my syncopation. I would just surrender to feel. And now it's almost embarrassing to think of it, because when I've covered songs, it oftentimes doesn't sound quite right. Not that I want to do it exactly the way that the artist does it necessarily, but when I was studying Skid Row, which I've current special interest in case you haven't seen that, and I see especially Scotti, if I ever meet him, and boy, I hope I do, I want to talk to him about his experiential feel, and I wouldn't ask him for the stories, but like I Remember You solo, 18 in Life solo are incredibly heartfelt. And anyway, I would love to talk to him about that. So. Now, there's a whole lot of musical brilliance that I think it's Rachel Bolan, maybe Snake, who composed the riffs. Those riffs are so badass. There's nobody who does them like quite like Skid Row. Jeez. But we could talk about, you know, other themes from other of these lessons that I've been doing, you know, in terms of ambiguous bass and ambiguous. That's really the case with that song because, you know, that's F sharp, but you're up here, which is intimately part of E major. I mean, there's a lot of slippery stuff, and then it just jumps up to C sharp minor 7. It's very intelligent, really intelligent stuff. And I don't consider it and will never consider it a cliche, but I could imagine some might argue Youth Gone Wild as Skid Row's signature anthem is played out to the point of cliche. That's impossible for me. This is another case where Scotti, when you watch his Riff Lords lessons, he's really strict on time and feel, and he's I would actually want to thank him personally, because I think it was Scotti himself who unlocked in me what I have always, it's not that I did it wrong, but I was suboptimal in terms of my paying attention to right-hand syncopation. Guitar noise, Scotti talks about rolling off the volume a lot. But in Youth, check this, I always used to like add little pickups. And again, on one hand, I think that's cool, because if and when somebody's going to cover one of my songs, I would encourage them to put their own spin on it, of course. I don't want them to feel obligated to clone me, you know? It's impossible. Wait a minute, it's like... See, again, those guys, I guess it's Rachel Bolan. I love the way he thinks. It's slippery. That's the way I'd describe it. The song Youth Gone Wild, strongly key of G major, but the B flat, where is it? Feel that? Feel that. Crunch that. Here we go, modulation. So youthful, so wild. Let's see. Once again, I'm now much more attuned, infinitely so, as if I were colorblind and opened my eyes and I now have color correction in my eyeballs. It's that big of a moment for me as a guitarist, right here, right now. And even when I was copping the rhythm of the what plays underneath the solo in Youth Gone Wild, this bit, I don't know the pattern, the sync pattern that they're doing there, because I haven't studied the song deeply enough yet. But I would want to get that right, if for no other reason I want to think about being more predictable and ultimately ahead when it's time to record. Ultimately, what's recording? I know this personally, having written a whole bunch of books. Once the book's printed and out there, it's out there forever, you know? So you want to try to get it as right as you can. Let's see. I don't know Monkey Business yet. I'm going to assign that to you for homework. Look up the studio recording of the song Monkey Business by Skid Row. They love that. F sharp minor is such an, or major, is such a great key because on the guitar, you have so much accessible to you. And then if you're like Scotti Hill and like me also, and you love the open chords, there's nothing like them. If you listen to Snake Sabo and Scotti teach, they're talking about AC/DC and a lot of the exact same stuff I talk to you about in these lessons. You know? So having all of that portability, they use F sharp a whole lot. Freak out a little bit. At the risk of wanking to death. Hope that was a good lesson for you. Thanks a lot. Try to do better with eye contact next time. I will.